Hey everybody, what's going on? Hey, as always, thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for tuning in. We absolutely appreciate it. Like I said, as always, that seems to be something I say quite a bit. In fact, my wife said, my wife watches my videos and she's always giving me critiques, and she says, you always say, as always. Now, well, I mean that as always. I appreciate everybody being here. But, all right, so what we got today is we got a follow-up video to the last video. Last video, we showed you how to put out the high divers, low divers, downriggers without any tangles, recover them, retrieve them, send it back out, all that. All those things are going to help every one of you out tremendously this season, next season, throughout the course of your career. But today we're going to cover long lines, how to get the long lines out, lead core, copper, boards, and I even got some footage on there of the new Dreamweaver Ninja boards, how much I've fallen in love with these things, how easy they are to use. I really thought when I first got my hands on those things, can we really reinvent the wheel here? There's so many good boards out there that work so well, and Dreamweaver, they did a great job. These things are fantastic. They're my go-to boards now. But anyway, we're going to do that. And, sorry, car going by. There's always cars going by. Every time I do these things, I mean, it can be quiet out here for a day. As soon as I hit the record button, boom, cars go by. Hey, it's fine. Today I got something in the mail from a lure company out of Canada. Some stuff they wanted me to test out. I've been getting a ton of emails lately from people wanting me to test out their products. I got a shoe company wants us to test out some of their water shoes. A guy with some nets, some lures, some flies. I'm getting these things all the time, and that's fine. I love it. I love it. I'd love to test out everything that anybody wants to send me. Feel free to contact me, christangletangler@gmail.com. I'd love to test your stuff out, but two things. I'm always brutally honest on what I review. If there's something I love, I say it. If I don't like it, I'm going to say it. It's just the nature of it. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. And I didn't start this channel to get free stuff. That's not the purpose of it. So I've been giving that some thought. And I think anything that we get for testing, as long as it's not something that we wear, like shoes, we can't do this, but anything else, like the lures or nets or things like that, I think I'm just going to give them away to whoever, to some viewers on here. So we'll figure that out in the future. I don't see any reason I should keep this stuff. It's all of you that have helped grow this channel and are continuing to grow this thing. So it's not right for me to keep it. It's more for you. So I just thought that'd be something I'd like to do in the future. So if you want me to test stuff, great. Just understand I'm going to be honest. And if it's something I can't give away, like I'm not going to give away clothing that we wore. That doesn't make any sense. But if it's something I can give away, like lures or nets or whatever, I'm probably going to do that just as a way to give back. Anyway, let's get on to the long line video. Hey, one other quick thing I wanted to mention. You're going to see at the end of the video, we ran out of camera battery life. I only have one battery. I got to buy another one. But you're going to see I think we're putting out the last board, and all of a sudden the camera just shuts off. So my apologies there, but you're going to get the gist of it anyway. And as always, comment down below. You got any questions? Oh, forgot. So the last video, I got tons of questions on the diver deployment, downrigger deployment. I know we're going to have a bunch of questions on this one too. I dig that. I love it. I'm going to do a live video next Thursday. Yeah, let's do it next Thursday. I don't want to do too late. Let's do it at like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock next Thursday night. I'll do a live video feed. I'll actually read all the questions. I'll go over all the answers for them. So ask away on the last video. Ask away on this one. We'll cover all that next Thursday. I'm not even sure what the date is. I can tell you real quick. Next Thursday is going to be the 3rd of October. We'll cover all that then. All right, cool. Let's get into this. Thanks again. Okay, so in the last video we talked about downriggers, low divers, and high divers. You can see I still got those out right here. These are all still set up from the last time. We're just continuing on with deploying these lines. So now we got we have the downrigger, the two divers set up. Now we're going to get our long lines out. So today we're going to be doing a two color. I'm 5 color and an 8 color. Now I know some of you don't understand this. Let me explain this. You always want your shallowest line on the furthest outside from the boat, the furthest away from the boat. And the reason being is, as that thing's coming through the water, you got this one high, this one down a little bit more, and this one down a little bit more. When a fish hits that high one or that middle one, typically they're just going to swing back. They're normally going to come up towards the surface, and they're going to go over the other lower lines. So you always want your highest line furthest away from the boat. Great thing to remember. Don't ask me how I learned it the hard way, but I'm sure many of us have over the years. But once you learn it once, you don't forget. So like I said, we're going to be going with a 2 color, 5 color, and 8 color. We'll start with that 2 color and get that thing deployed. I just got a plug on here today. Nothing more than putting it right off the back of the boat, making sure that your hooks aren't fouled in any way. Watch your bait for a second. Always a good idea. Put that thing behind the boat. Maybe even stick that rod tip down in there a little bit. Make sure that your spoons and your plugs and everything else are running correctly. Once you know that thing's running correctly, I'm just going to start paying that thing out nice and slow. Once I get, maybe to about the first color or so, I like to turn that clicker off. Just let that thing free spool out. I do keep my thumb though right there ready to go, just in case that thing starts to bird's nest. I can stop it down pretty quick. We're gonna run this 2 color out though. Let it get to the end and I'll show you how I put these boards out. Okay, so I let it all the way out. I'm at my backing now where I like to put my board. For these smaller cores, these Dreamweaver Ninja boards work great. These walleye boards also work great. So I'm just putting a walleye board on this 2 color. We like using the lock jaws on these walleye boards. These things are really secure. Your line doesn't slip in these things. You know you got a nice secure connection there. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to turn my clicker back on. I like to have a little resistance there. I'll just let that thing start to pay out. And once I get it, at least I know I'm past my riggers and my divers, I'll move over to the side here and I'll get it in my rod holder. So we're moving that over to the rod holder. Now I can start working on I can let that thing go, just kind of eyeball it out there how far I want it. I can start working on my next rod, but for today we're going to keep it pretty short just so we can show you how the boards are running. Slow it down with my thumb, and then I close my bail, and I check my tension. And I just want it to be able to pull out with a little resistance, but still somewhat easy. So I know that board's out there now, it's going where it should be. I'm going to grab my next rod. So 5 color, same thing. I got a spoon on this one. Again, I like to set it back there. I like to watch my spoon's action. I have to dip my rod down a little bit so I can see that action. I know it's running good, and I'll just start paying that out. 5 color, I got it all the way back now to my backer where I want to put my board. Now, I've shown you these Dreamweaver Ninja boards in a separate video, but I'm going to show you why I've absolutely fallen in love with these things, just how fast they are. Let me get to the right backer here. Alright, so for this board, I got a little piece of mono tied into my setup. All I got to do is bring this thing right up to that mono. It goes right in there. And then I tilt that board up, and it is on there. I'm going to show you that again. Bring that right up there, press the button, bring it into that crease, tilt the board up, and that thing is on and ready to go. When this thing's coming off, same thing. It's that fast. I can put this thing on and take it off. And that right there took me, what, about a second? And it's gone and it's going out. So again, I'm just going to put that clicker back on, put that thing in the water, and let that thing head on out. The final rod that we're putting out today is an 8 color, so I got a 2 color, 5 color, and now an 8 color. But obviously you can transcend this into anything else that you want to. You coppers, cores. Try though to keep lead core on one side, copper on the other side, so at least you know that you're in the same depth ranges. Mixing copper with cores, unless you know exactly how deep they're running, just be careful, because it's easy to get one above the other one when you don't want to do that. So say I just wanted to run all copper on this side. Say I wanted to run a 200, a 300, and a 400. Easy enough. It's the exact same thing that we're doing right here. Nothing changes. As long as you go highest line, second highest line, and the deepest line closest to the boat, you're good to go. 8 color going out. Another spoon on here, Dreamweaver Eyeball Man. Set that thing back. Check my action. I'm just letting it out. Okay, so the 8 colors out. Again, I put my clicker back on. I put my Dreamweaver board on. 1 button operation again on. Back end rotates in. That board is on, ready to go. And these things, they'll slip a little bit. I mean, I'm pulling on that pretty good. It's slipping a little. But like I said in that last video with these boards, if I wrap that peg right there, boy, these things are rock solid. Again, my drag check is pretty easy. If I can pull it out with a little resistance, but I can still get that drag to come out, I know it's about where I want it to be. I want it to be able to, I want that fish to be able to pull some of that line out. I don't want that much resistance where he's just absolutely fighting to get that thing out of there. I want some nice smooth drag. Anyway, that puts my board right where I want it. Okay, so let's talk about how, if you need to bring one of those boards in and it's one of your outside boards, how do we get that thing back in? Or say a fish has hit on one of those outside boards, you brought in the fish, and you need to redeploy it. So let's talk first off, say I want to change that middle board. This is how I'm going to do it. I have to get it past that inside board. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a little bit of slack. I'm just going to open up that bail. You can hear that thing open, and you can see that board spring back. Outside there, close the bail. You always want to make sure your drag's not real fast, and then give it a nice big pull. Then grip back, nice big pull, grip back, pull. Then we get these plenty of room. Get past that other board. Now I'm bringing that in. I'm not saying something anyway. I rocked it down by the water so it doesn't dive on the board. Take that board off now. And that Dreamweaver comes off just that fast. Now I want to get that board back out into my set. I want to get it back out there without tangling anything up. It's got to go back in the middle, so it could be a little tricky. Get my board back on there. Oops. Get my board back on. Now I'm going to put this thing down in the water. And I'm going to turn that clicker off. Normally I would have that clicker on. I'm going to use my thumb. And I can control how fast that thing's going out if I need to. Now I'm looking at my board and I'm looking at my other two boards, and I'm trying to figure out at what point I can get that thing in between the two of them. To me it looks about like right there. So I'm going to thumb that down, turn my bail on, and now I'm just going to watch that board. And it's going to start coming over nice and slowly. Now the boat's pulling that line forward, it's bringing that line up into the water column where it should be. The board's working its way over. If I think I'm too close to my furthest inside board, too close to my outside board, I can either reel in or I can let some out. So I'm going to let some out right there. And I'm just watching it the whole way back into the spread. And I can start adjusting